Hi everyone, my name is Vesosif and this is episode 25 of the East Auckland Property Show. Welcome back to Duncan King Law Office and Christine King.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. I know we have a very busy schedule and today I want to discuss a topic that it's not very exciting, but at least for me.
Oh, it is for me.
But it's important, and that's the so-called AML, which is the Anti Money Laundering. That legislation was introduced the 1st of January this year, right?
Okay, so the legislation's actually been around for a while.
Okay.
But it's been introduced to different industries in phases. Okay, so a lot of you maybe have been familiar with the bank asking for information if you've in the last couple of years had to open a bank account. Imagine it's just the bank processes have now rolled out to other people. Okay, so for lawyers it came in the 1st of July last year. Okay, so if anything we did you a big favour because we've helped to introduce people to how these things work. It would have affected your accountant from the 1st of October. Real estate agents now 1st of January, and then there's going to be other industries affected. We understand fine wine dealers, high-end jewelers, certain car dealers, some auctioneers, property managers. A lot of those people are going to
big ticket items.
Those big ticket items, they're all going to be coming. So to be honest, it's all expected. It's part of a worldwide movement to actually deal with anti-money laundering and dealing with the funding of terrorism. So I know a lot of people seem to get upset by it, but if anything, it's happening around the world, and New Zealand was actually one of the slower countries coming into the requirements. So hey, we've got it, so we might as well deal with it.
So how the legislation will affect the average Kiwi that's thinking of selling or buying a property?
And I think the thing is, and it's really, really good you're doing this video because I think there's a lot of misinformation in our community that it's going to, stop processes or make things difficult. Really, for you guys dealing with your real estate agent, it'll come into play for you as vendors. Because the obligation for a real estate agent to collect this data and deal with it is for vendors as their client because you're selling property for vendors, and you guys already have processes. This is the real estate agents for listing agreements and appraisals and how you go about connecting with a client. So it really is just an adjunct onto that, and for most people it's pretty seamless. You really, if you're a person, you just have to prove who you are, which we all have ID, and that's what we're really talking about, a driver's license. Personally, I love a good passport because it's absolute evidence, and the reason I say that is driver's licenses, funnily enough, can have typos. We got one the other day. You know how there'll be boxes and you fill in your name to get a license or renew it, and she wanted to have a gap between her first name and her middle name, and so she put a little line in the box, and unfortunately her license has come through now with a hyphen between her first name and her middle name. So we get these funny little typos or no middle name, things like that. So that's why a passport can be amazing. And then just proof of address. So, and when we say proof of address, it's the address that you actually live at. And it's simple stuff. So bank statement, rates bill, utility account. I know a lot of you may not get bills sent to your home, or they get sent to PO boxes, but there's other ways to skin that cat. It can be quite easy. We've just done one this morning, and we've just searched the electoral roll because it immediately showed the address where the person lives. So don't freak out about the AML side, and usually it is just as simple as showing those things to your real estate agent or your lawyer or your accountant, and then it ticks that box. I personally think it's really positive. We're really making sure that you are who you say you are, especially when you're selling a property. It's a big big ticket item, but also if there have been any mistakes previously, i.e. your name was wrong on your title, or perhaps your property is in a trust or something like that, we flush it out nice and early. And
if it's a trust or a company, it's a little bit more?
It's a little bit more. I think what it is, and it's really important we understand why there's an extra step. So in New Zealand we love companies, we love trusts, What the anti-money laundering provisions are trying to do is to drill down to real people. Okay, so and that's what they're doing, and why we have to go through some extra steps. They call it the enhanced due diligence, and all we're trying to do is kind of move through those layers of entities back down to real. We've got to stop with some real people. So if you've got a trust, you will be asked to, give a copy of the trust deed sometimes, and there might be some discussion about what the trust owns, what they call source of wealth. But again, most of the times it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Same thing with companies. We just want to know and identify your sort of your directors and then the majority shareholders, so the ones that are really controlling that company. If there is ever a problem, most of the time your agent will talk to your lawyer and we get it done for you guys in the background, so not any issues. If you're a purchaser, sometimes it's a little bit easy to leave your process a little bit later because the agents don't have to collect that information from you. But I would say to people right now, because your lawyer wants to be ready to work with you on your contract and your conditions, really good idea if you're looking to buy, get this process over and done with your lawyer. And again, it's that simple thing: show your ID and proof of address, and then you're onboarded as a client, ready to go. So
if you're a purchaser, you deal with the lawyer, straight with the lawyer. If you're a seller, you go through the agent.
And when you're a vendor, a seller, you'll probably go through the same process with your lawyer. But now a lot of the agents and lawyers are working together, so hopefully we're making the process a little bit easier. But I don't think in any way people should be put off or concerned by the process. I think we're going to find it's becoming more and more common. A lot of people now have a pack of documents ready to go, because the banks ask them for it, the agents ask them for it, their lawyers, and so they've got it ready to go and they understand. Okay.
So if you have any further questions, just comment below the video and we'll try to make sure to answer those questions.
Sure.
Thank you and see you next time.